Hi everyone, and welcome to day 10 of my live Advent calendar. Now today I'm going to be talking to you about irritation. And the reason I'm talking to you about that is because I just had one of those days that no matter what I did to be able to get in front of you and do all of my live Advent calendars, things just got in the way. One of the first things you can do is just give yourself a break. It's okay to feel irritated. Now, I'll give you a hint of what I try to say. I try to say that I feel irritated as opposed to say I am irritated. Because if I say I am irritated, then I am identifying with that emotion which is within me. And before you know it, it's taken over you and you're like, "Arr!" And you kind of, no matter what happens, you kind of growl at everyone, growl and spit at everyone. And I was doing that today, I have to admit. But if you say I feel irritated, there's the you, and then there's the irritation. There's a separation between you and the emotion. The emotion of irritation is just you not getting your own way. You had a plan about what you wanted to do. I wanted to do all sorts of videos and things for you, and it just wasn't going to happen. I had a car accident, and I had all these telephone calls which I had to do, and every time I had to say, okay, now I can do something, something else happened. And it was just as if, the wheels of the day was just not going to let me do what I was wanting to do with you. This is the person to admit that I was very irritated today.
You were very irritated.
And what do I do when I get irritated?
You snap.
I snap. So Eric dragged me down into the kitchen to make a cup of coffee, and then I started yawning and started yawning and started yawning. Now, I know that if you're in a business meeting and you start to yawn, it's a horrible thing because you think that you're giving to the indication to the other person that you're boring them. Although what's really happening with the body is that when you start to relax, that's when the body starts to yawn. You're opening up your mouth and it's actually trying to take in more oxygen, which is a very good thing. So I poured myself 2 glasses of water. I poured 2 glasses of water for Eric, and we drank them. What does a glass of water do? When you're feeling tired, or you're yawning all the time, or you're feeling irritated, or if you have a headache, if you drink 2 glasses of water, room temperature is really the best. And don't just hurry up and drink it. Drink it consciously. Oh my gosh, I've got to go. But drink the glasses of water and put the glass down. You will find that the yawning disappears and that the irritation disappears. Now, I even had something else happen that was even better, because I heard a knock on the window, and I looked, and I saw, outside the window, the little face of the gardener that used to work outside in the garden, and we live in this lovely castle which has these beautiful gardens outside. And I opened up the window, and he was all there. He has got this shock of blonde hair, and he had these 2, because it's very cold right now, these 2 cups, and he has these black glasses that are very, very stern. And he said, "Oh, it's very good to see you." And he began telling me about what happened when he'd had prostate cancer, and it was 7 months, and that he'd never wanted to be he hated being in hospitals because it's terrible, because it's just full of dying people, and he decided he didn't want to die like that. He'd be much better being in a garden, and so he was just going to come back to the garden and just walk around the garden and make himself feel better. And he looked great, and he wanted to, hopefully he was going to be working in the garden in a couple months' time. But as I was talking to him, I suddenly feel myself relax even more. And I realized that this is life. These little moments that are happening in between suddenly getting focused on saying, but I want to achieve this. Sometimes it's just not going to happen. And these little moments are life's way of saying, this is what's important. Is life going to really end just because I didn't do the video for you that I wanted to do? No, it's not. In fact, I'm probably being much more vulnerable showing you what happens when I am irritated, because all of us get that way. So, just the gratitude for life is something that we can all remember every single day of our lives. And to realize that, sometimes you're going to be irritated, sometimes you're going to be happy. Emotions just flow through you. And whatever you can do to be able to shift yourself out of that mindset, use your body, drink the water, go for a walk outside, speak to a friend, and you'll find that what it does is it centers you and it makes you come back into yourself. And then you start feeling your feet on the ground and you start realizing that life's okay. In the end of the day, in this current moment, life is really good. So I hope that gives you some insight about what to do when you're irritated, and give yourself a break. It happens. But, life is great. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.